Hello, BookTube. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about The Catcher in the Rye. I hope you can see me. I know the lighting's kind of trash, and I'm sorry. Um, I love Catcher in the Rye. It's one of those books that I've reread multiple times, and every time I reread it, I kind of love it more. Um, the first time I read it was in sixth grade. I read it just on a whim. I was trying to read like as many classics as I could when I was in sixth grade because I didn't have a lot of friends, and I really wanted to like read as many of the books that we would read in high school, like before I got to high school for whatever reason. I was a weird little kid. Um, and so I read Catcher in the Rye, and I hated it. I read it in a day too. I remember reading it really, really quickly and hating it because I thought that he was whiny. Like, I thought that he was complaining the whole time, which he is, to be fair, but I thought of him as this like little whiny kid, and I was like, why would anyone like this book? Like, this kid's so annoying. Um so that was my opinion of it. I swore it off forever. I was like, this is a trash book. I don't know why people like it. And then that was one of the books I had to read in ninth grade. And my teacher loved it, and I love her so much too, which I think is part of why I love it so much. But she's one of my favorite people ever, and I'm really close with her still. But she loved it, and as we like dissected it and analyzed it more thoroughly, I learned more about who Holden was and why he was complaining all the time, and then the book made more sense, and I learned to actually love him despite the fact that he complained the whole book. Um, and so, yeah, so that was ninth grade. That was my second time I read it. And then now I'm a 12th grader, and I read it right when I got my acceptance letter to Barnard. I was like, okay, I'm reading The Catcher in the Rye again. Like, I've decided. Because partially because it takes place in New York, partially because it's like takes place on the cusp of his life, so he's in this really like vulnerable state, and I don't know, I just wanted to. And it was really, really good. I loved it so much, and I took longer to read it because it was much more emotional for me this time because I was in this place of like, I'm leaving here, like I'm going to college, and I was sad to be growing up in the same way that Holden is throughout the book. And I was, I don't know, I was sad, and so it was harder for me to get through it as quickly as I had the other times I read it. But it still meant a lot more to me. And I really, really love that book, and I just want to keep rereading it every time because, I mean, now I see Holden as like he's younger than me, and I kind of pity him more, and I feel bad for him, and I just want him to know that there's like hope on the other side, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I really love that book. I'm probably gonna reread it when I graduate from college. That's my plan as of right now, is that I'll read it like at the end. So I'll read it like kind of every 4 years. Um, but yeah, I really love that book. I feel like that's kind of all I have to say about it. I kind of just wanted to put my thoughts out there. I've picked up some other Salinger stuff since I finished that. I got Frankie and Zoe, I think, and I got Salinger, which is a biography of J.D. Salinger. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on The Catcher in the Rye. It's a book I really, really love. If you don't know about it, first of all, read the book. But it's about a boy who is going to boarding school on the East Coast, and then gets, he kind of goes through a mental breakdown and then goes to New York by himself for a night, and I think he's like 16 or 17, and he spends the night in New York, and like doesn't sleep, and has this strange sequence of events, and meets all these people and learns about life, and goes through a lot of like self-realizations and stuff. So yeah, it's really well written, obviously. There's a reason it's famous. I mean, with all these classics, I feel like I don't have to be like, hey, read this book. Like, everybody knows about it, and everyone knows you should read this book at least once in your life. Yeah, let me know your experiences with The Catcher in the Rye. If you have a similar story or you've reread a book like that a couple times, I'd love to hear it. I love getting comments, by the way. It makes me so happy. And I know I don't reply to them all the time, and I haven't been good about posting either because I've been crazy busy lately. I had a show open this weekend, so I wasn't able to post anything. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts, so please send me some comments. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.